Good morning. Welcome to the FayWhat Show. Today, I am joined by my good friend, Michael Goodman. Oh my God, I am so excited to be talking to Michael today. I've been wanting to get him in bed for a while, right? So let me catch you up to speed about Michael, right? Michael Goodman is like a renowned public relations leader. He is like iconic in that world. He's a philanthropist and community advocate who has made a significant impact in South Florida and in my own life. And he is the best shirt impersonator in life. Okay, I can say that. I'm beyond happy to have this gentleman in my bed and on my show. Welcome to the FayWhat Show, Michael.
Hey, Faye.
How are you, honey?
I'm so glad to be here.
I am so happy to have you here. Like,
nice.
You have no idea. Like,
Nice.
you're an inspiration, you know? I mean, you do so much for our community inside and outside, behind the scenes, in front of the camera. Like, you do it all, you know? You're a PR maven in my book, and you have such diverse and incredible clients.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
You are very lucky. How many years have you been in PR?
Oh my God, I'm going to age myself so much, but over 30 years. So my company just turned 10 years old. I started making $5 an hour while I was going to college.
Wow.
And it keeps going on.
And it keeps, right? And it keeps growing and it keeps growing. Do you remember who your first client was?
I don't remember the first client, but I remember projects. It was all real estate based back in the day, in the 80s. One of them was Williams Island, and it was a big AIDS benefit with Sophia Loren.
Ooh.
And that really sparked me to do even more.
Yeah.
It was like a big deal, and it was Donna Summer and 50 celebrities, and it's like, this is what I want to do. But I literally was working 3 jobs and putting myself through school, and now I own the company.
And now you own the company. Now, so not that first event, but that event that you're talking about, right? Yeah. You're talking about Donna Summer, you're talking about Sophia Loren. These are icons in LGBTQ, right?
Yeah.
But they're also icons in the straight world, you know? And this was a straight event that you were helping put together. Like, how does that wash over you, being a young queer man, right?
Yeah.
And saying like, okay, I'm producing this event with Donna Summer, and I want to, like, you know, gay boy out, but...
Well, what I realized is I can make a difference. I could work in both worlds, merge them together, and be myself. And, you know, it's a blessing. It's
Okay.
a blessing.
But you say it very calmly, like, oh, I just merged the worlds together, and then I just do what I do, and that's that, you know?
Yeah.
Most people break their backs trying to merge those two.
Yeah, I was lucky.
You are lucky, because you're still doing that.
I'm still doing it. Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate. It just worked out that way. Just, you know, I'm able to connect in both worlds. I get both worlds. And many times when my career was really taking off, I was on all these boards. I would verbally say at meetings, well, since I'm the token homosexual.
Because you were out in all these boards.
I was out, and there was no leadership in the gay community back in the day. Everything was focused on HIV/AIDS, but in other charities and other ventures, it didn't exist. In actuality, there was a magazine called David Magazine, and I wrote a column back in the day, and it was about events that were out of the LGBT community. It was like at a museum or other charitable things, because we were welcome. We should be engaged.
Yeah.
And I did that a long time ago. So I realized that there was a gap to bridge, and I took advantage of it.
Yeah, and you've bridged it. It's so like, and I don't want to say effortless, you know, because it takes effort.
It was work, and I had to deal with my own demons and fears and anxiety, because when I first started, I remember I got an earring, and my boss went ballistic and wanted me to cover it, and what are people going to think? And I thought, that's really kind of sad. You know, like, people are concerned about an earring.
Yeah.
I could do the best work possible. What you're worried about?
But you're worried about an earring.
And so, you know, I just took that to another level. And I made people comfortable with me as me. And the gay part was still primary, but I was basically just doing good work.
Yeah.
And that's what shined through and made my life better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a decision.
I just feel that sometimes, you know, our community has to work harder, especially when we are trying to deal with, you know, and I hate to say straight community, because the world is straight, right? Our community, our gay community is this small, you know, and most of us have to be careful in our workplace as to like how much information to give, right? We don't know who our coworker, maybe our coworker is a Republican, maybe our coworker is far right. We don't know, you know what I mean? So you always have to give just enough amount of information, but maybe not too much, all depending on.
Interesting enough, back when I first started, I would be in meetings with some high, powerful, mostly men, who would say very off-color things. And I really, in some cases, I wasn't really out. And I would really take it to heart after, feeling guilty that I didn't speak up.
Wow.
But it wasn't the place or the time.
Yeah.
But what I chose to do was be successful and put it in their face.
Yeah.
So even with Cher, you know, I kept it a secret for a long time.
Really?
Totally. People didn't know. There was one time where Winterfest, I got booked to do a Winterfest event.
Winterfest is awesome.
And I made a decision to, you know, have it more open, but I did it quietly because who would know? It was me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you kind of had to like infiltrate the straight world and then be like, ha ha ha, I'm gay. I'm here. And I do this great work. You know, you're not going to hold something like that against me because now the work is shining.
It's a balancing act.
It's a balancing act.
And people have biases, and I mean, I have to respect them. Like I want them to respect me, but I try to just be a good role model as a person. And then when they find out, oh, he's gay, which to me is not hard to find out. But you know what I mean? It's a balance, and I made a decision to work that way. I could have definitely gone a different direction because my career took off when I was at Broward House. So back in the day, I was working heavily in HIV/AIDS, and
the Broward House is amazing.
Yes. So you know, it's just I got lucky.
I don't think you got lucky, but you're very cute to say that. You know, you've produced many events. I'm thinking Diversity Honors, you know, some of my favorites. You know, I go to many events, but Diversity Honors is definitely one of my faves that I've gone the last couple of years. I mean, the people that you have put on that stage are mind-blowing, you know, Latrice, Chevron Jones, I mean, you know, Belinda Carlisle, you know.
That's the Harvey Milk Foundation and the Pride Center, and I donate my time to support that event since it started, and you know, events like that are very important for our community.
They are. We
have to let people shine and acknowledge their achievements within our community and allies. And
that's when, you know, and you do that so effortlessly, you know. So Diversity Honors, yes, one, History Fort Lauderdale, you know, when you know, take pride, and also the Women Trailblazers, and also you put these incredible events together to spotlight other people doing fantastic things.
Yeah.
You know, it is fun.
Fun for me. I mean, I love it. I love people getting that due. And you're the best host, by the way. And Men of Style is a good example. So we just announced Men of Style is coming back to the Galleria, and the Pride Center and South Florida Symphony are kind of our LGBT-oriented or managed groups that will be part of that again. So, you know, merging the communities together.
Yeah, you do that so great. You are also a part of world famous Lips. How long have you been over there?
So my share started there, and I've been an investor for a number of years. You know, and it's a good time. Mm-hmm. Great cast of girls. Great time.
Who's your favorite drag queen?
Oh God, don't put me in that position. Don't put me in that position. Here's the deal. Like I respect the girls immensely. All the drag performers. I do it not full time, and I know what the work they put into it. I know the commitment it is.
Yep.
And people underestimate, but thank God for RuPaul to have brought Drag Race to the mainstream world.
Yeah.
And I think now people have a better appreciation for the craft. It is a craft.
It is a craft.
People like TP and Erica Norell and Velvet Lenore, you know, they clearly have, you know, spent a lot of time and effort to create an identity that's their own.
That's their own.
And that's a lot of work and time.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of investment. It's a lot of personalities. It's a lot of, we're a marginalized community, right? So we're constantly not feeling enough, right? Not feeling seen. And then you put a bunch of queens together and you've got to lead the charge and get them all on stage, and get them to do what they do. I think because of your shared background and because you're so incredible at what you do, I think it's because of that they allow you. And I don't use allow the right way, but they allow you to guide them. It's like, oh, Michael said that. That's true.
I had to earn that.
For sure.
Because when I first started doing share, I was stepping on people's turf, and now I have earned their respect, which was very important to me over anything, because I so much respect what they do. And they're amazing. We have very good talent here, and the folks that I work with in Palm Springs, it's, and then on the national scene, I can't do what some of these girls do. They're fantastic. They can sew. They can
dance. They can, everything's okay. Yeah. Don't worry, that was a little alarm thing that just rang off. And Michael's like, wait, are you trying to kill me? Is my time up?
But I think, like, the respect, they should have been giving that respect years before.
For sure.
It took RuPaul to create a knockout show that shows the inner workings of the drag world.
Yeah.
And all the work that it takes. But some of these people do their own makeup. I mean, they do everything.
Yeah.
And I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, my craft is all on stage, but to be honest, like all the other stuff, I have help. So I give them utmost respect from me.
Yeah, and we give the utmost respect also to RuPaul's Drag Race, because like in our lifetime, we were able to see drag evolve to where it is now.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
And I mean, it's such a blessing. And like I said, you're the most incredible share that there is. And once I saw you do share, it ruined me for anybody else doing share. No, and I'm not even kidding. And I know who you are, my gay boys, that go with me to when you perform, and they're like, yeah, he's the best share. So when somebody else comes out and tries to do you believe? And we're like, nah, we can't. I know drag queens that have stopped doing share because of you doing share. Do you understand?
It changed my life. It's an honor. And like I do in my other world, I like to do everything the best I possibly can. And so when I started doing share, I made sure that every piece of it, the costumes, the wigs, the makeup, the nails, the jewelry, and lip syncing and the moves. And interestingly to that story, I got a job in Palm Springs for a couple of years doing share with some high-end, performers. That was really an honor. But one night I thought I was getting fired, and the producer, who helped me immensely, he brought me out on stage. Everyone was in the dressing room. He said, "I want to talk to you." And I said, "Oh my God, I'm getting fired tonight." Because I knew when I didn't hit the mark, and he would choreograph my numbers. And he said to me, "You're not getting it." And I said, "I don't know what you want me to do." And he said, "You don't have to do anything." And I said, "But that doesn't make sense." He says, "Michael, when the curtain opens, you look like her. You have her body. Like, you don't have to do anything. You're doing too much."
You're doing too much.
And it totally transformed my show.
Wow.
Because I didn't get it. And I was too animated. I was moving too much.
Yeah.
Share doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's all the attitude and what the fashion speak and stuff. And a little bit of motion here and there. I mean, there's movement. But
not a lot. But you're right. So you had to kind of tone your share down to be such an elevated share. Isn't that crazy?
And wear better shoes.
And wear better shoes. So, if you've seen Cher perform, if you haven't seen Michael do Cher, you must. Go look up a YouTube video. Go look on my social media. It's an event, right? It's an event, right? There's a headdress, there's makeup, there's accessories, you are like a walking painting of Cher, How much does something like that cost?
Oh my God, a lot. I pay a lot of money for all that stuff. But, it's worth it, because to do Cher truly, I mean, that's what
you're
she's
gonna do it
iconic
right.
For.
Yeah.
Even the lining of the clothes is to a T what she does with the purple or the pink, or I have...
Mackie, baby, just a Mackie.
Yes. And something might be coming up with Mackie and me soon.
Ooh.
But yeah, I don't feel good on stage unless everything is right.
Unless it's perfect.
And I've worked with some really good people backstage that make me help to do that. And when I come out on stage, I'm not me.
No.
I'm
No.
totally her, and I don't. Everything goes away, my whole life, and all I think about is like her videos, and I'm actually in motion, just following steps.
And you're in persona, you're in the role,
I can't
right?
explain it.
Well, no, it makes sense because I've gone to you after you've performed, and I've gone to go give you a big hug, and you're still like this, right? You're still, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, it's Cher. That's what it is. You're still in character. You're just
Once
like
the
that.
costume's it, and I mean, honestly, like when I go, right before I go on stage and I look in the mirror, I say, "Oh my God, that's me."
And you're still surprised at that?
I'm still surprised.
God, that's amazing.
I'm still surprised.
How do you prepare for something like this? Okay, I have a little insight on how you prepare. I know your ass don't eat for like 2 weeks before you get into that outfit. Because I'll be like, what did you have for breakfast today? Nothing, right? Like, I can't eat, but I'm not doing this. I ate this, I'm doing that. Like, you're very strict in your regimen before you are about to take the stage as this icon.
Totally.
You take that shit seriously.
I do. It's from picking the right music, and I always do different mixes, and it's from going to get my nails done before the show, and learning the words and watching the weight.
Watching the weight.
Because, again, going back to that producer in California, his name is Dan Gore, he was like, even your body weight and your everything is perfect. Like, because sometimes
the arms will give it away or something. Yes.
You could be too masculine for characters. It's really crucial to be, as much as possible. So I'm very cautious about it. And people think I'm crazy, but I don't feel right going on stage unless I'm at a certain body weight and I don't have anything that doesn't look like Cher.
Yeah. Did you always love Cher? Did you love Cher growing up? Okay.
That's what's so weird in it. And all my life, since I was a young age, I met her twice. And at 50 years old, it's when it started. I through somebody at Lips who was a drag queen that now is in Palm Springs named Diva. I kind of had to go to a party. And I went to the party and everyone said, "Oh my God, you look like her." And that's what happened. And then I went to a Cher concert as Cher. And then it went crazy. And this guy in Palm Springs saw my pictures and he said, "I can really make you better. If you want to be better,
I can help you.
Come." And he asked me 2 times and I ignored him. And the 3rd time I said yes. We spent one night, hours, like changing wigs and changing makeup. And the next morning he called me and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but somebody is sick. I need you on the show tonight." I said, "But I don't have my costume. I don't have anything." He said, "I'm going to take care of everything. I need you on stage."
Holy shit.
That's how it started. I had performed a little bit here and there, but now I was forced to be with people from Vegas and other people. And
one day to another.
My first shows were really, shaky knees. But then I got my groove. And then, after the time where he told me to tone it down, I can't wait to get out sometimes. It's like when I get the audience interaction, when the curtain opens or I come out
and you hear that,
it, I get off on that, and then I'm like, I'm really helping people escape for a little bit. It's kind of cool.
You do. You really do have them escape, and everybody's singing along with you and just having a great time.
Cher's easy. I mean, she's easy because most people like her and the music is memorable.
Have you done anybody else?
No, the only other person that I have wanted to do, and I haven't, is Amy Winehouse.
Okay, I can see that though.
Yeah.
I can see you do that.
Yeah, I think it would be fun.
I love that.
But I chose to just stick with Cher, and that's why the name is Michael Dean as Cher.
Yeah.
And I don't do it all the time, and I'm picky and choosy about that because my PR world comes first.
Yes, of course. Of course.
But, again, the girls locally, there's many girls in town that I watch and I continue to watch and I learn from. Even beyond Cher, there are certain entertainers in town that they have a way to connect with audiences, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I always watch them. Even the ones that are up and coming, I watch.
Yeah.
Because everyone brings something new to the table.
We've got such good drag
Oh,
here, though,
amazing.
Michael. Like, we really do. It's not just because we live here and not because of what Michael does at Lips. And, it's really, you go somewhere else and then you know the caliber of queens that we have here,
Totally.
RuPaul's Drag Race overlooked us for years and years and years. And now, the last couple of years, we're coming for you.
Well, it started with the first one was Rebecca Glasscock, who worked at Lips and was on the show. But I'll give you a good example of how it translates into my other world. So I produce for the Galleria the Men of Style event, which is going in its 18th year. But last year I had TP open, and I called TP and I said, look, open. So here is a predominantly heterosexual event, 1,000 people, and TP opened.
Wow.
I had to do this just like Fire from Pink, and when I can intertwine the groups. But it actually started in the 90s when I worked at Broad House. I created an event called Nothing Sacred, and the opening parts of each night had drag in them. And this was in the 90s, and that's how Kitty Meow and I became friends.
Oh my
because
God.
Kitty donated time to be on the runway. One year I had a whole wedding party as the opening with a gospel choir and a bride and groom with a whole drag queen procession.
Wow.
And so I created these theatrical events and would kind of infuse drag a little bit. So back in the 90s, and that was considered kind of,
Risque,
yes.
but you were doing it.
I was doing
What
it.
did you think about the opening ceremony for the Olympics?
From what I saw, spectacular. I'm a big Gaga fan and I'm a big Celine Dion fan because they're just multi-talented. Again, I thought about the production people behind the scenes because I know how much work
That probably took. Oh my
that
God.
took
Yeah.
and the investment to make that happen. But, it's a global event. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I was Gaga.
God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you excited about Cher's new book?
Yes.
Memoir Part 1.
Yes.
I already
think
pre-ordered
it's going to
mine.
be juicy.
Yeah.
Be juicy. It's funny, when I met Cher, the first time I ever met Cher was in LA in the 90s in my hotel room. And I opened the door and she said, "Hi, it's just me." And I had a friend that was working for Fox National News and they were doing an interview on Cher. And she called me, she said, "I know you're a big fan. I need a production assistant. Do you want to fly to LA?" And I told my employer,
Bye.
and
I'm sick.
I opened the door and it was Cher.
Oh my God.
And Cher was with her publicist, who was Madonna's publicist, Liz Rosenberg. And I opened the door and I had to mic Cher and got to talk with her.
Oh, you touched her? Which
weeks-
hand?
2 weeks later, I touched her everywhere. Two weeks later, she sent me a note and a CD and a book signed. And then about 6 years ago, I went to a party in Miami and I took out a magazine cover that I was on as Cher in Palm Springs. And she said, "That's not you." She said, "We could be brother and sister. We kind of look alike." And she said, "Well, do they love you?" And I said, "No, they love you."
They love you.
And there's a picture of her and I together with a big smile. Because she said that's a good answer.
Oh, that.
So she was, I took it as a compliment that she didn't believe that was me. It was kind of cool. And I was with my little face doctor who, Cher gets a little work done here and there.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And he said, "No, that's him," So, going back to where we started, I don't know what life holds for me in terms of how long I'm going to live or any of those kind of things. And I think about that a lot. But I am so grateful that I get to have a successful PR company and that I get to be an investor in Lips and I get to be Cher.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have such an awesome life and you get to intertwine it all, and everybody in all those worlds love each other and work together because you made that happen, No, it's the truth.
There's
Look,
good people in town that, they get it. There's good people in town that get it. And they understand the dichotomy of, how this all works together.
Yeah.
Listen, even you have been now hosting some of my events.
I have.
And you've been exposed to different groups.
And I wanted to touch on that because, I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to do that. I, for the most part, host LGBTQ plus events, for the most part, right? And then starting last year, Michael invited me to start hosting some stuff for Visit, for History Fort Lauderdale. And I'm getting chills. Every single event, I've met such incredible heterosexual people.
They're
incredible
around, yeah.
people that are doing stuff, that have done things, that are leaving legacies, that are inspiring, that love us, that are allies, that, you know, don't care if we're gay, you
Right.
know. And at each of these events, I go in, everybody's all suited and booted, and I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna find me out. They're gonna find me out. They're gonna know I'm a big queer. They're gonna throw me right out of here. And everybody's been so welcoming. It has not been the first topic of conversation that I'm there. We're there to acknowledge and celebrate the people who you're
Yeah.
spotlighting, and it falls to the wayside, you know,
Right.
everything
but
else.
some of that is our own insecurity and
Yes.
issues.
Yes.
Because I never introduce you as Faye the lesbian. It's Faye the special guest host. And the same with me. Like, I have gotten people to, you know, great PR person or, you know, friend of the community. The gay part is, it's who we are, but it's not part of the equation because you don't say, oh, meet straight Melissa. You don't do that. It's not normal. But we have a different perception of
Yes.
that because we're living it.
Yes.
And listen, prejudice and bias and racism exists, and it's never going to go away. And that's, people have, you know, their own stuff they have to deal with.
Yeah.
And what we can do is, and what you did too, is, you know, you show up and you do what you do well, and people see through past that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that is what I hope that I've been able to do over the years on all the boards I've served on, where I was the token to kind of give people, well, he's not a hairdresser. Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
that's the
unfortunately,
stereotype.
is,
Yeah.
and then when I did the drag queen stuff, one night I was performing somewhere, and Mayor Trentalis was walking out, and I was half makeup and half not because I'd finished. And he said, do you realize how far we've come? Because I just came as a gay mayor. You just came as a corporate PR guy. And you just performed in drag. He said, we've gone a long way. And so we have. There's a long way to go, of course, because politics at the current time show us that.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, you know, pass away and just a little bit of acknowledgement that I helped that for the community, that you know, I feel like that's good for me.
No, well, and it's great for us, and it's your lasting. It's your legacy. It's what you're leaving. Also,
I hope so.
It really is.
I hope so.
And also, you're very transparent when it comes to feelings, mental health, right? No, because in our community, there's such a stigma, right? I'm sorry, I have felt I'm not enough since I could remember my first feelings, you know, and you work towards that. But here I am, and I'm still not over that, right? And I'm not the only one.
It never leaves you. It's like an eating disorder or an addiction. Those things never leave you. And I will tell you, I think everyone should be Cher because it totally changes. It changed my career life professionally, because I always felt less to go on stage, give an award, give a speech, and I was very comfortable always behind the scenes only. But when I started doing Cher, now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Cher, bitch.
I'm sure, bitch. That's
and
it.
it really helped me. And I think some of the performers that I know too, they're different people. Their persona is different than off stage. So, you know, I'm still trying to learn and still trying to balance. And I'm going to be 61 in October, and I feel like I still got more to learn. And I don't want to use the Cher song, but it's somehow what I'm looking for. I still feel like that.
Okay.
And I always thought I would be okay with where I'm at, since it's never enough. Like, I feel like I haven't done enough yet.
You've done a lot. I'll tell you that, okay? But that's okay to be at a certain age and still want to evolve and still want to learn. There's many people that just hit a certain age. I'm done learning. You know, I hear people that are like, you know, you keep on adding letters to the LGBTQ plus. I don't want to learn anymore. We're just all gay. You know,
Right.
We've got to see people. We've got to make sure that people feel included. And if that means getting out of our comfort zone and maybe learning something new, we have to. You know?
Yeah, I'm open to it.
You are, completely.
Even like, there's a couple of girls when I get off stage will say, "Oh, next time," and I like that. Like, I mean, and
somebody tells you next time do this. Wow, that's some balls. I can't imagine anybody telling you that.
But sometimes I have to explain why I did it the way I did it. But sometimes I think about it and say, you know, oh yeah, why not? Like, you know, I'm not immune to to learning,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone can perfect what they do.
And you're a perfectionist already.
I am. I've spent many a nights crying after a Cher show. Yeah, because something didn't go right, but less now than I used to. But yeah, it's
He cries less for you, less now, Cher, just to let you know. So we're gonna finish today's interview with our game. It's called Say What with FayWhat. Okay.
Sure, let's do it.
And so basically, I'm gonna throw two things out at you, and you're gonna answer one real quick.
Oh, okay.
All right. So like
Here we
if
go.
I say black or white.
White.
Okay, like that. Okay. All right. You ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay. Say what with FayWhat. Here we go. The View or Rachel Maddow?
The View.
Okay, that's easier, right? Okay. Abbott Elementary or Love is Blind?
I don't know what either of those are.
Pick one.
Love is Blind.
Okay. Pasta or rice? Like if you eat a
Pasta,
carb.
Italiano, pasta.
Amanda Austin or Velva Lenore?
Oh, now you're gonna cause trouble. Now you're gonna cause trouble. Oh, I'm not going there.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. Spider or snake?
Oh, spider.
Sicilian pizza or regular slice?
Sicilian.
Okay. Big Brother or baking a cake?
Picnic cake.
Okay. Toilet paper end over or toilet paper end under?
Oh, jeez. I just bought this new contraption without having to do the little spring thing. Under.
Okay, under, really? Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Of course. Okay. Well, what is your perfect breakfast?
Well, when I'm on share mode, it's nothing.
The smell of an egg white.
Diuretics. Laxative.
That's it. On ice.
But
with a tequila shot.
But in general, my favorite thing of all is very dark chocolate milk and waffles or eggs and corned beef hash and eggs.
Mm. Okay, not when he's doing share.
No.
Okay, that doesn't, Sunsets or sunrises?
Sunsets.
Christmas or Halloween?
Oh, Christmas.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Barbara Streisand.
Okay. Share in Moonstruck or share in Burlesque?
Moonstruck.
Okay. Okay. Call or text?
Text.
Vote in person or mail-in ballot?
As long as anyone votes, I don't care what you do.
I don't care what you do.
I will say in person.
RuPaul's Drag Race or Project Runway?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Easy. Okay. Sausage or bacon?
Bacon.
Okay. Instagram or Facebook?
I'm more Facebook.
A new phone or a new pair of shoes?
Oh my God, shoes.
Of course, right? Of course. That's what I would do. I would do shoes too. I don't want another phone. I mean, please, I can't even stand the phone that I have now. Madonna or Cyndi Lauper?
That's a toss-up because I met Cyndi Lauper and she's so nice and so talented. Well, because of the impact, Madonna.
Okay, yeah, Madonna, I would too. All right. Okay. An easy beauty tip that you would only tell people you love.
Can I have a minute to think?
Yes.
So people ask me all the time what I use. And I go in my cabinet and I actually pull stuff and I send them a picture. But it's simple. The number one go-to right now is Mario Badescu facial spray. I keep my face moist.
Even in this humidity, right? Yes.
I wash it, toner, spray, moisturize, spray, set it, and
Spray.
then during the day I spray. Because I think it protects from the environment and it goes with the.
Okay,
It just helps my skin.
So keep your skin hydrated, bitches. All right,
Exactly.
that came from Cher right there. All right, something that you can tell your younger Cher self.
It's funny. There's a part where Cher was doing an interview and over one of the concerts actually, and she said, "Just do it. If I would have just thought about stuff, just do it. And if it doesn't matter in 5 years, then it doesn't matter now." And I think I wish lighten up, breathe more, not take everything so seriously. And to think about that, like it hurts in the moment, but is it really going to matter in 5 years?
I love that.
And
so just do it.
I think we all get caught up in that. So that's my little share
love that.
plug.
I love that. Michael Goodman, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat Show. Make sure that you follow Goodman PR and also follow Michael Dean as Cher as well on all social media outlets, and just follow him. His PR company is always doing something fun. He's always doing something fun. If he's not here, he's in Palm Springs spreading that Cher love everywhere like only you can. Thank you for being you. You know, like, I mean, I know it seems like a simple statement, but you're very forthcoming with your friendship, with your knowledge, with you, you know, and that means so much. And this community, I love this community, but so many of us are hurt that we're so afraid to share ourselves with each other sometimes. And I've seen you meet somebody for the first time and give them all of you right then and there. And more people need to do that. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
Michael Goodman, make sure you follow him, like I said, and we will be right back.